So, you live in Piedmont, South Carolina, and you're looking for some help with your dog. You've definitely come to the right place. This is your complete guide to finding the perfect trainer for you and your best friend. Life in Piedmont has that great mix of quiet country living with easy access to bigger places like Greenville. And having a well behaved dog just means you can enjoy all of it, right? Imagine a peaceful walk along the Saluda River or a day out in the city, all without any stress. That's really the whole point, having a happy, confident dog that's just a joy to be around. Okay, here's a quick look at our game plan. We'll start with why a local trainer can be a big advantage. Then we'll get into what you should look for, things like methods and credentials. After that, we'll break down the different programs and what they cost around here, cover the questions you absolutely have to ask, and then wrap up with some local rules and resources. All right, let's jump right into our first section. Why is it so helpful to find a trainer who really, truly gets the Piedmont area? Well, think about your day-to-day life. One minute, you might be walking down a quiet rural road, and the next, you could be near a busier area like the old Piedmont Mill. Your dog has to be comfortable in both of those settings. A trainer who knows Anderson County can build a plan that gets your dog ready for the world you actually live in, not some generic suburb. Now, before you even start searching online, there are two key things you really need to get a handle on: the training methods a person uses and the qualifications they have. Knowing this stuff will make sorting through all your options so much easier. Pretty much the gold standard in modern dog training is positive reinforcement. And the idea is really simple. You reward the behaviors you want to see more of. It's incredibly effective for getting results that actually stick. And just as important, it helps you build this amazing, trusting bond with your dog. So, how do you know if a trainer is serious about their craft and education? Well, you look for certifications. I know it's an alphabet soup, but the first two you see here, the CPDT-KA and KPA-CTP, are fantastic credentials for general obedience and manners. The last two are for behavior consultants, which means they have expertise in more complex issues like serious anxiety or reactivity. Okay, let's get into the practical side of things. What kinds of training programs are even out there, and what should you expect to budget for them right here in the Piedmont area? Your two most common choices are going to be group classes and private lessons. Group classes are awesome for practicing around other dogs and people, and they're usually a bit easier on the wallet. Private lessons, though, they give you that one-on-one personalized attention, which is perfect for tackling specific issues at home, like barking at the doorbell or jumping on your guests. And this gives you a really clear idea of what things cost locally. As you can see, a typical 6-week group class could be anywhere from $150 to maybe $280. A single private lesson usually falls in that $80 to $140 range. And then you have board and train programs. They're the most intensive option, and, well, the price tag reflects that. These are just averages, of course, but it's a great way to start thinking about your budget. This next part is your action plan. We're going to arm you with the exact questions you need to ask so you can confidently interview trainers and find that perfect match for you and your dog. So you've done some research, and you've got a short list of trainers. That's fantastic. But how do you make that final call? The key is asking the right questions when you talk to them. Okay, here are the absolute essentials. You'll want to ask about their training philosophy to make sure it's all positive, ask what certifications they have. A really important one is asking if they can create a custom plan for your dog's specific needs. You also need to know how they track progress, what their fees actually include, and, especially for behavior issues, if they're willing to work with your vet. All right, let's take all this training know-how and apply it to the real world. We're going to cover some local rules and a few great spots you should know about as a dog owner here in Piedmont. Here are a few key rules just to be a good neighbor. The town of Piedmont does require leashes in public, so working on that loose leash walking is pretty essential. State law also requires a rabies vaccine for all dogs, and make sure you keep that tag on their collar as proof. And finally, good training can help manage any excessive barking to keep things peaceful in the neighborhood. And here's where you can put it all into practice. You can take your dog over to Sadler's Creek State Park for a nice leashed walk to work on their focus. Piedmont Park itself is perfect for practicing those basic skills around other people. And once your dog's recall is solid, the Anderson County Dog Park is a fantastic, safe place to practice off-leash. At the end of the day, putting in the effort to train your dog is about so much more than just obedience. It's really about freedom. It's the freedom to feel relaxed when you have people over, the freedom to walk confidently through your neighborhood, and the freedom to go out and explore all the beautiful places Piedmont has to offer together. We wish you the very best of luck finding the right training partner for your journey.